Thank you, Luciano. I have to first say, I am humbled and honored to be in beautiful Bangkok with all of you. Hearing from customers, as Luciano was saying, is really the most important thing we get out of meetings like this. So this is a great opportunity to hear what you need, what you're interested in, what we could do to serve you. So I'm going to start my presentation by saying I'm going to take you through some insights into customer successes, and some insights into how InterSystems operates too. Before I start, maybe just a quick introduction. So, John Paladino, what does my title mean? I'm responsible for product support, product quality, education, corporate IT, cloud operations, many things. I've been with the company a long time, won't tell you how long. 1985 is when I joined. And I want to start by saying that my passion in life, both in work and outside of work, is to help people. My background is electrical engineering. I fell into software with assembly code programming, then Fortran, then many other languages, C++, and more lately, Python. But I love problem solving, and I love helping people. Sorry, it's not advancing. Here we go. No? Sorry about that. So as Luciano mentioned, before I get to this slide, Luciano mentioned we just celebrated our 45th anniversary, which is amazing for any software company. And a lot of things have changed in 45 years. Remember before social media, before internet, remember how hard things were to get done? It's so much easier now. But one thing that hasn't changed is the culture of the company. You know, I started a long time ago, and our culture is exactly the same as it was in 1985. Just to give you some insight, in our Monday morning management meeting, we talk about patches we sent to customers. How did we find the problem? Why didn't we find it sooner? What can we do to make it less likely to happen in the future? You know, we talk about the details. We don't talk about money. We don't talk about quotas. Being a privately held company gives us a lot of freedom to focus on our products and your experience in working with us. Terry Reagan made an announcement at our global summit in Miami in June, and it was pretty profound. Terry said, we've been in business for 45 years, and I've made plans to make sure that we're privately held for the next 45 years. So you can count on us and you can trust us. Our customers say great things about us generally, but we're not perfect. We're always looking for ways to improve. But one distinction we have for our Iris product, Iris is our database that's underneath TrackCare. I know most of you are TrackCare customers. But it's the high-performance database underneath TrackCare that gives us scalability, performance, reliability. And Gartner talked to a lot of our customers, not just in healthcare, but in supply chain, financial services, and so forth. And based on what they heard from our customers, they gave us the distinction of getting the Customer Choice Award. Now, the Customer Choice Award is very selective. There are only 4 software companies that receive that each year. And we're one of the 4. And of the 4, we have the highest rating of 4.6 on a scale of 1 to 5 in terms of customer satisfaction. We had a 96% of those customers said they would buy from us again. So that's pretty excellent. What we enjoy doing with the analysts too is getting feedback. So I want to talk about KLAS for a second, because KLAS dives really deep into our healthcare products and how customers are using it. They dive deep into HealthShare and TrackCare. And then they come back and meet with us. And these meetings are sometimes all-day meetings, sometimes multi-day meetings. And it leads to improvements. So we've made a new user interface that has fewer clicks. It's easier to use. It's mobile enabled. We made upgrades for TrackCare a lot easier, safer, faster, and with a lot less risk. This year, 80% of our TrackCare customers will be on a current release, which is just amazing. But we're on the journey to get 100%. So the feedback that you provide to class and directly to us is really important. And you'll hear more from class later today. So I want to take you through some customer stories. Can we advance one more slide, please? Sorry, it's moving on the monitor here. It's just not moving up here. This first story is in Brazil. It's a company called Hermes Pardini, and they're a laboratory. They're one of the top 3 labs in the world. They do 16 million tests a month. The couriers drive 50,000 miles every single day to pick up specimens. And 92% of their test results are given back to their clients within 6 hours. So it's really an interesting operation. They've been a client for a long time. I think they've been in business for about 50 years. And they do 16 million specimens a month now. They want to go to 30. So scalability is really important. Now, they wrote their own lab information system. They're not running TrackCare. So they're using InterSystems Iris for health, and previously they were using Cache. And when they move from Cache to Iris, they get a 30% boost in performance. So scalability and reliability, obviously really important to this customer, and that's what we deliver. Just to put it in perspective, most EHRs, if you think about the biggest EHRs in the world, their volume of references, reference meaning the getting data, they're updating data, deleting data, they do about 50 to 70 million references a second. Those are the biggest sites. We've benchmarked with 2 EMRs. We benchmarked with 2 EMRs up to 500 million references a second. So you have 10 times the headroom as the biggest EHR in the world. That's InterSystems Iris. Incredible scalability. Think of it as a Ferrari engine. In a lab recently, we hit 950 million global references a second. So close to 1 billion. We're going to get there. So Health Connect, I have a few customer stories on Health Connect. One starts in New York. It's a customer called Northwell Health. And Northwell has 900 hospitals and clinics. They have 4,200 physicians. They have 85,000 employees. So it's a big private network. They're using Health Connect to connect everything in their entire enterprise. And they're very successful. So one of the quotes was, by being able to connect all this data allows them to take action sooner. The second client is in London. It's a region of London called Northwest London. So there they have, I think, 50,000 employees. They have 350 physicians, practices, that is, so groups of physicians. They have 450 facilities, and they're all running different systems. By using Health Connect to exchange data, they can coordinate those systems. And the coordination is really important, especially at transitions of care. So when a patient's moving from a hospital to a rehab center to home, their information follows them, which is really important. The third customer is back in New York City. This is an interesting one. This is called HealthX, HealthIX. And HealthX is a nonprofit health information exchange. They support hospitals and health organizations all around New York City, New Jersey, the surrounding area, and part of upstate New York too. And they have 26 million patients in their database. They're using HealthShare, not just Health Connect, but HealthShare Unified Care Record to manage all of that. And the interesting story here is during COVID, the state of New York was trying to understand where outbreaks were occurring so that they could move critical equipment and supplies to the regions that need it the most. Move respirators, other supplies. So they had a process in which every hospital in the state of New York would fill out a form every single day, fax it back to the state. And then they had an army of people at this state that would compile the list. The problem was the information wasn't accurate because hospitals were busy during the time. Using HealthX, they were able to generate really good reporting, and the reporting was really timely. So it wasn't days out of date, and it was accurate because HealthX had all the data. The CEO for HealthX said, "Data is most relevant when you're getting it in real time. That's when you can react to trends and changes that you're seeing." And remember the lab in Brazil? The CIO said, "InterSystems is its main and most important technology partner." So I'll keep going. MediClinic is one of our largest track care clients in the Middle East. And how long did it take them to roll out their entire organization? Luciano's about 2 years? Something like that. So they have 7 hospitals, 20 clinics, 900 beds, very patient-centric. Track care has helped them change their business. They've gone through this digital transformation that you're going to hear more about today. Some other topics I want to cover too, and some insights about InterSystems is education. So we have 900 online courses set up for developers, for system administrators, for people dealing with interoperability. There are FIRE courses. We have certifications. We're working on a partner enablement program to allow more system integrators to come in and understand our products and get certified. So the philosophy with learning is learn anywhere, anytime, anywhere in the world, anytime, any place, at your convenience. We also have a lot to say about communities. Our developer community, again, for technical people, interoperability with Health Connect, system administration, people building applications. You know, we have a huge number of people there, and we have thousands of pieces of software that developers have shared in our open exchange. So the communities are there for your technical staff. And we also have a client connection, and that's really geared toward clinicians, administrators, people who deal with track care. And there's a wealth of resources behind the client connection. I want to talk about innovation. Luciano mentioned innovation, and we started something last year, and it's based on innovation programs that we've been involved in with MIT. So we were one of the founding members of the MIT Corporate Innovation Program. And they set up processes of innovation. So we took those processes, brought them in-house, and here's how it works. If people in the company have a great idea, then they post it. We have an innovation place where they can post it. Other people in the company can vote on it. And the ideas that get the top votes get into a pipeline. So the first thing they do is they go before a judging panel. And the judging panel will say, yes, this is worthwhile, or no, it's not. If it's worthwhile, then they proceed to go through iterations of exploring the innovative idea. They do some research. Is there a market for this innovation? Is it going to help a service? Is it going to help the product in any way? And then they'll go before another panel, which tends to be the executive team, including Terry. And for the top innovative projects, we allocate time, we'll fund it, and we'll allow that to happen within the company. We spend about 10% of all of our expenses on R&D. And this is a big part of the program. This is also makes the company fun because you get people in different departments working together, and that's really a lot of fun. So two of the innovations that made it to the top level are both around generative AI. One of them I'm involved in. And what we're doing is we're doing some experimentation to see if we can use generative AI with our documentation and our support systems to make it a faster experience, more responsive experience for you to get issues resolved. Now, we're only in the first loop. If we make it past the first loop, we'll continue. So it's very interesting. We're also investing in TrackCare with what we used to call a toolkit. And these are basically collateral pieces we use for implementation, for planning implementations, for validation, when we're doing upgrades, validation scripts, and collateral to help support you better. So by doing this, we have a process and a set of material that helps us be even more responsive as a support organization. So what's next? I mentioned we're working on upgrades. We're going to continue to work on upgrades. I would love to get upgrades to zero downtime upgrades for TrackCare. We're going to keep pushing in that direction. We're doing generative AI to see if we could be more responsive. I don't see it replacing any support staff, but I see it helping us do our job faster. So those are a couple of insights. And you're going to hear more from Dimitri a little bit later this morning about some other great things we're doing. So the customer success stories and the insights into the company don't end here. So I have a LinkedIn. Marketing has been a huge help, but I have a LinkedIn, Instagram, I'm forgetting the other one, social media, where you can look me up under Inspired Service, and you'll hear podcast, you'll see interviews with customers, you'll see interviews with startups, and you'll hear more about client successes. And I'd love to do a story about people in this room, about your success. So thank you for being here today. It's a great opportunity for us to meet with you and hear back from you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you.